The uncertain presidential race isn't the only thing creating an electoral buzz this year. Controversy is coming from a place most people wouldn't think of: voting rights cards. The New Jersey chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union and League of Women Voters want to hand out the cards to inform voters. They feel too many people are casting their ballots unaware of their rights. However, the Attorney General filed suit last summer to prevent these organizations from handing out the cards within 100 feet of polling places. She reasoned the practice could encourage electioneering at the polls.
We think voters really need the information to know what they're entitled to when they enter a polling place. And some people might be first-time voters.
Last summer, the Attorney General issued a letter to the ACLU stating activity within the 100-foot protected zone is to be limited to properly credentialed exit pollsters in furtherance of facilitating access to the polls and to assuring the orderly conduct of elections.
The biggest difficulty will be getting access to voters as they're going into the polls, because we've been told not is it just staying 100 feet from the polling site, but oftentimes the polling site's inside a large building.
On Election Day, ACLU members stood at 100 feet of polling places and continued to inform citizens by handing out the yellow cards. Several people said they appreciated the information.
I definitely believe that this is not only helpful but should be necessary. There's a lot of people that go into the voting booth and do not know exactly their rights, and if a small piece of paper will tell you what your rights are and what exactly you have to do, I think there should be no problem with that.
For Richard Lee, a Rutgers University professor of news media and government, handing out the cards is a good idea in theory, but can allow for partisan organizations handing out literature telling voters how to vote and who to vote for.
If they grant the ACLU the right to hand out this literature within 100 feet of a voting place, it kind of opens a Pandora's box to other groups, and it becomes a question of where do you draw that line.
The president of the Rutgers University Democrats feels there are better ways to inform voters of electoral procedures that do not come into conflict with the Attorney General's decision.
I don't think anybody disagrees with the fact that voters should have these cards. I think it's just a matter of how we get them to the voters. I think that's certainly a possibility. We can have them mailed out with the ballot. We can also have them in boxes around the election spot so that people can take them.
Now, just like any other media or nonpartisan organization, the ACLU has to register 2 weeks prior to an election if they want to be allowed within 100 feet of polling places. From Rutgers University, I'm Marielle reporting for OSTN News.